Good evening, I'm Vanessa Rivera.
And I'm Kaylee Starl. Welcome to Marquette Now.
Coming up, new safety measures on campus.
Students sharing stories on campus safety.
A gift off the court.
And a victorious win on breast cancer night.
All that and more starting right now.
From the Jeannie Hayes Virtual Studio, this is Marquette Now.
Marquette University President Michael Lovell makes a statement regarding safety on campus.
With more safety concerns than normal near campus since the start of the semester, the university plans on working with Marquette University Police Department to reassure student safety. Sarah Richardson has the story.
After the occurrence of multiple safety concerns near campus since the start of the semester, President Lovell released a statement Tuesday with new measures committing to increase safety on campus. Marquette University Police Department Chief Edith Hudson will chair the new President's Task Force on Community Safety.
Well, what it means for MUPD is we have an opportunity to give voice, more voice, if you will, to our community. Students, I think, are really busy, and sometimes it's kind of hard to engage students in talking with MUPD about safety and other issues. But because President Lovell has really shown how important this is to him, I think that we'll have more student participation.
Administrators are working towards the implementation of Marquette University ID swipe access in order for students to access residence halls.
I think that's pretty good. Safety is pretty important and should always be kind of first priority, especially when you're just walking around.
So many students literally forget their wallets, literally forget everything. So I feel like that's going to be a hard concern. It might be safer for some areas.
I don't live in the res halls. I don't know exactly how problematic it will be to have the double swiping. So having that student voice is going to be really important, and the task force will give us the ability to really hear that.
Additionally, MUPD will be hiring 4 new officers and more limo drivers, increasing presence on campus.
This semester particularly, there has been a lot of crazy things going on and a lot more of just the random email, not random, but the emails we've gotten. So I think it's a good thing that they're taking it seriously and they're not just kind of ignoring the whole situation.
That officers will be more visible and more accessible to students. But what I would ask is that students give us a little grace and just trust us. Trust that we have your best interest at heart, and we're going to get the information out to you. So just trust us to get it out to you. And if there's a bit of a delay, it's not because there's a threat. It's not because we're trying to hide something from you. It's because either we're waiting on more information or it's just not appropriate for us at that moment to share information with you.
The full statement can be found on Marquette Today. I'm Sarah Richardson, Marquette Wire News.
2 students shared their experiences of crime on campus and MUPD's response. First year Ashley Anderson was struck by a pellet gun walking on 12th Street and Wisconsin Avenue last September.
So I was hit in my chest and in my legs. Those were the areas that I felt, but I felt them go past me too. But it didn't really leave a mark. It was just a little dot.
Another Marquette student also was a victim of a robbery in front of Varsity Theater. The Marquette Wire has granted anonymity for the privacy and safety of the source.
All I had was my keys, that he only took my phone. I'm lucky to have all of my stuff, and I'm lucky to be alive because it could have went a lot worse.
Both students reflect on MUPD's response to their situations.
I think they did what they could, but because usually the police, the MUPD sends out an email about an incident. Well, they didn't. So then I think a day or 2 later, then they finally issued a statement like that.
Yeah, I think the lady who was helping me, she did a really good job, but I never heard anything from a safety alert, saying there was a robbery, but there is for a lot of them.
I don't think you can ever feel safe walking around in Milwaukee, especially because it's every day. I feel we see an alert, and it's now more than ever, it needs more.
Shaka and Maya Smart are making a major gift to Black students at Marquette. It covers emergency expenses and unexpected loss. Students react to the gift.
I feel like it just makes a statement that people who give back to the community, just it plays a big role. It means a lot, especially seeing someone who's just like you, who went here, and then also giving back to help you also achieve the same thing that they have.
I think it really means a lot just because, he didn't have to do that. And, we're always trying to be the difference and be men and women for others. And I think a lot of people say that, and it sometimes seems just like messaging, but for him to do that is really above and beyond.
There has been an update to the location for the 2022 commencement ceremony. Marquette Now's Timothy Leteau has the update.
Marquette's commencement ceremony will be held at a new location this year. The Bradley Center, Pfizer Forum, and American Family Field have all hosted it in recent years, but this year the graduation ceremony will be held inside the venue behind me at the American Family Amphitheater. Graduates will be taking the stage just like their favorite Summerfest artists. There will be 2 graduation ceremonies on Sunday, May 22nd. The undergraduate ceremony will be held at 9 a.m. and the graduate and graduate school of management will have a ceremony at 2 p.m. Both ceremonies will be live streamed for those unable to attend. No guest tickets will be required for family and friends to attend, and the ceremonies will go on, rain or shine. Reporting from the American Family Amphitheater, I'm Timothy Leteau, Marquette Wire News.
Mission Week at Marquette is this week. Events are being held on campus, including daily masses, an open house at the Joan of Arc Chapel, and luncheons at the Alumni Memorial Union featuring a variety of cultural foods.
Well, it's a week to get in touch with our Ignatian heritage. We have a range of activities, prayer, workshops, talks, and we have our spotlight on global Jesuits here, and we're celebrating that with international food every day at lunchtime. So to celebrate the international dimension of the Jesuits, different kind of ethnic food every day.
As the new semester begins, student organizations have started recruiting new members. Grace Lambertson has a story.
Starting a new school semester can be a stressful time, but student organizations make it possible to find a place you can belong. OFEST is a semesterly event run by the Center of Engagement and Inclusion that gives students the opportunity to be introduced to and sign up for different student organizations on campus.
We're the Society of Women Engineers. This is the Anthropology Society.
This is the Biomedical Engineering Society at Marquette.
These organizations range from studying ancient artifacts.
This is a Clovis Point. Clovis people lived in continental North America and were really technologically advanced.
To building cars that run from your own electrical activity.
It uses these sensors that we hook up to our biceps, and when you flex your arm, it reads the electrical activity and it sends the signal over to this car.
Being a part of organizations gives students a great opportunity to relax, expand their horizons, and meet new people.
There are just so many people willing to help you and stuff, and study sessions and all that, so I guess it does help. And also your mental health as well, because it gives you something to take your mind off stuff.
OFEST is the perfect place for club leaders to get the word out about their organizations.
More people want to be in person.
Yeah.
And so being able to talk to people face to face about the organization is definitely helpful.
Yeah.
When it comes to finding a community on campus, OFEST is the place to go. This is Grace Lambertson, Marquette Wire News.
In an effort to support students through a pandemic, Marquette has taken steps to help students feel safe. The Marquette Medical Clinic will provide a vaccine and booster clinic on March 1st from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. in the AMU ballrooms. Marquette has also started providing students with both disposable masks and non-medical grade N95 respirator masks at the AMU Information Desk and Rayer Memorial Libraries for those who might want them.
This Saturday, Engineers Without Borders is hosting their 12th annual silent auction at the Anodyne Coffee Roasting Company. Engineers Without Borders is a student organization committed to building sustainable infrastructure and providing engineering guidance to developing communities. All funds raised go directly to supplies, travel, and implementation for the group's projects in Guatemala.
A civil rights pilgrimage grants Marquette students an opportunity to learn more about the American civil rights movement. During winter break, Marquette's Center for Peacemaking took students on a civil rights pilgrimage that took them all the way from Milwaukee, Wisconsin to Birmingham, Alabama. The goal of this pilgrimage was to allow the students the ability to fully understand both the importance and the tragedy that surrounds the civil rights movement in America. The Civil Rights Pilgrimage serves as a reminder for all to not only learn about, but to learn from our history.
Coming up, recognizing Black excellence.
And later, a small business for a meaningful reason. We'll be right back.
Bring it.
Time out, guys. I'm late to dinner. My mom's gonna kill me. Catch you guys later.
Mom wants us home.
Okay. Bye, guys.
You guys need a ride?
Sure. Yeah. All right. How about some one-on-one?
I gotta go eat, man. Sorry, I'll see you later.
Is precise, no margin for error.
Dare to forget that. Dare to have fun with it. Get weird with it. Dare to load their minds. Dare to explore. Dare to STEM. Learn more at She Can STEM.
Welcome back to Marquette Now. I'm Vanessa Rivera.
And I'm Kaylee Starl.
The Marquette University Police Department is making a change to their fleet.
Marquette Now's Timothy Leteau finds out what that change is. The following video includes flashing lights. Viewer discretion is advised.
The Marquette University Police Department is going green with hybrid squad cars.
Again, we're starting with 2 right now, and I hope every year to rotate 3 of the older ones out and put another 3 brand new hybrids in there. So within a couple of years, we should be hopefully running all 9 of the regular patrol cars as hybrids.
I'm thrilled that the Marquette Police Department has this foresight to move in this direction. I mean, hybrid vehicles are more efficient, they're more economical.
That's why the Milwaukee Police Department first invested in hybrids.
The non-hybrids were averaging about 8.8 miles per gallon, and then the hybrids were at like 13.2. So it's a significant savings.
And the Marquette Police Department took notice of the appealing stats.
The hybrids are trending about 33% less. So about a 33 to 35% reduction in greenhouse gas emissions.
Idling with the hybrid engine, rather than the gas one, makes the difference.
When it comes and it stops and it's sitting there idling for an extended period of time, the gasoline engine shuts off and it runs everything, the police lights, the radios, the computers, whatever. It runs all of that off the hybrid system, and it will cycle the gas engine on and off as necessary to keep the batteries fully charged.
It's the police officer's office.
That office has to be a durable one.
So 12-hour shift, as soon as one cop gets out from night shift, the day shift guy does a walk around, checks that vehicle, gets right back in it. And so basically a lot of these vehicles are running nonstop.
Now the internal combustion engine won't have to run nonstop.
Because these hybrids, they shut off, shut on when they need to. So that means less engine running, which means less wear and tear on the engines, which hopefully will last longer.
Lowering costs for fuel and repairs while helping the environment.
It's a great step in the right direction.
One step at a time. I'm Timothy Leteau, Marquette Wire News.
There is plenty happening on campus to celebrate Black History Month. Some of the events coming up in the next week include a film screening of Judas and the Black Messiah, a Frederick Douglass Day Transcribe-a-thon, increasing the availability of Black scholars and activists' written work, a Soup with Substance event, and an R&B paint night.
The primary election for mayor of Milwaukee is next Tuesday. This is a special election because the previous mayor, Tom Barrett, resigned on December 22nd to become the U.S. ambassador to Luxembourg. Cavalier Johnson, the current acting mayor, is in the running. The general election will be April 5th. This is the first open election for Milwaukee in 17 years since Barrett entered office.
And the Career Services Center helps students prepare for the career fair by hosting a career fair prep workshop.
About the spring career fair prep workshop.
The career fair prep workshop was led by Shayla and Brian, who are both grad assistants in our office.
Students attending this prep workshop learned how to be best suited for success at the career fair.
Just be yourself in the career fair and make sure that the more you feel prepared, the better you're going to be able to convey yourself and who you are and like what you're looking for.
The fair will be taking place on February 28th in the Alumni Memorial Union.
One of campus's most historic buildings, the Joan of Arc Chapel, is back open after undergoing restoration. The chapel hosts Mass at noon on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, as well as a 10 p.m. service on Tuesdays and Thursdays that require registration. The chapel also hosts a Spanish Mass at 4:30 p.m. on Sundays. Joan of Arc information, including tours, can be found on the Marquette website.
Well, one student is attracting attention for her business on campus. Marquette Now's Timothy Leteau has her story.
Side hustles come in handy for college students.
I figured coming into college, I'm like, what's an easy way to make money? And I already knew how to do nails, and I figured it was going to be convenient for people who were on campus. And I was like, all right, let's see what happens.
What happens is Gina becoming a smash hit, getting 4 or 5 clients per week. She also got more than she bargained for.
Some of my best friends that I've made on campus have been people that have reached out to me through getting their nails done.
Her roommate, Jaden Loretti, also received more than she expected.
I love being her roommate, so that definitely comes in handy when it comes to doing nails. French tips, she's really good at that.
Jaden's not Gina's only client who thinks that.
She's like, why does it have to be always a French manicure? See, it's a French manicure.
Gina and Julie's shared love of manicures goes way back.
People would make fun of me. I would take her to preschool and she always had her nails done. She would always come to the nail salon with me. And I ran into her preschool teacher years later and she's like, I have one question. Does Gina still get her nails done? I'm like, she does. She actually does. She actually does them now.
It wasn't all glitter and glamour when Julie was diagnosed with cancer 3 years ago.
My whole thing was to keep everything as normal as we could. I was like, no, everything's going to be normal. Nothing's going to change. And then obviously that was so not the case.
But Gina was determined that one thing wasn't going to change.
I just wanted to do something for her that I know would love to have done. And her nails was one of them.
Now cancer-free, Julie is determined not to let the 45-minute drive get in the way of Gina doing her nails while she's at college.
I don't get them done as regularly as I'd like to, but I don't have to pay her, so that's good. And and I, of course, now that she's gone, want to see her. So it's okay. I'll do whatever it takes.
Doing whatever it takes now, as Gina did whatever it took then. I'm Timothy Leteau, Marquette Wire News.
We're now in February and there's not a whole ton of snow on the ground. I actually think I felt some rain on the way over here today.
I think I did too, yeah. I mean, the Milwaukee Groundhog did predict an early spring, so Nancy Flaherty, weather, what do we got this week?
All right, well, let's go on and check it out. I agree. With Wisconsin weather specifically, it can go back and forth, so let's hope that Groundhog's Day prediction comes true this time. All right, let's take a glance at our weather today. So right now it is 36 degrees with a humidity of 64%, precipitation at 15%, and winds at 13 miles per hour. When we go into the state overnight low, Superior is at the coldest at 6 degrees, while Milwaukee's sitting at a nice solid 22 degrees. Might want to bring out the shorts there, students. And with Green Bay sitting at 18 degrees. Tomorrow's highs is really going to perk up with Superior at 25 degrees, Green Bay at 26, and Milwaukee sitting at a solid 30 degrees. Tonight, it's going to be cloudy early, but clearing late with a low of 22 degrees, humidity at 68%, precipitation at 15, and winds from the northwest at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Hold on to your hats because tomorrow it's going to be sunshine and clouds mixed with a 75% chance of snow overnight with wind gusts up to 40 miles per hour. Snowfall is going to be around 1 inch, but the high is going to be around 40 degrees with humidity at 55% and winds at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Let's look into the extended 5-day weather forecast. It's going to be partly cloudy all throughout the week, but we're going to hit a high of 42 on Friday with some nice bright sunshine, but 16 degrees on Saturday, going into the high of 34 on Tuesday, which I'll personally be looking forward to. That's it for weather, but Wisconsin's not the only thing that's going to be cold. Stay with us because Andrew Muzu will be back right with sports right after this.
To Sofia and Gabriel. Even though these old knees can't follow on your adventure to the forest today, these flowers represent my love. These stitches and threads join us together. And wherever you see a flower, a bird, a beautiful tree, know that my love is with you.
Make the forest part of your story at a park near you. Find one at discovertheforest.org.
Welcome back. I'm Andrew Muzu with your Marquette Now Sports Report. The number 18 Marquette men's basketball team went on the road last night to face number 24 UConn Huskies. After jumping out to an early 13-11 lead, the Golden Eagles never led again, the rest of the way falling to the Huskies 80-72. Redshirt first-year forward Olivier Maxis Prosper finishes with a team-high 18 points for Marquette, but the rebounding continues to be an issue for the Golden Eagles, with the Huskies winning the board battle 46-27. UConn is now 4-0 against Marquette since rejoining the Big East last season. Marquette men's basketball head coach Shaka Smart and his wife Maya Smart are making a major gift to help black students at Marquette to cover emergency expenses. Smart said in a statement, quote, "The reality is in higher education we need to continue to do more and do better for students of color. We want to be part of something much, much larger, and we want others to join us. That's what sports are all about. That's what coaching is all about, trying to get our guys to be part of something much bigger than themselves." The women's basketball team looks to build up their resume for the NCAA tournament. Kristen Parisi has more from the Al McGuire Center.
Playing for something greater. While honoring Black History Month and breast cancer victims, the Marquette Golden Eagles welcome in the Creighton Blue Jays for another Big East matinee matchup. The game starts out slow as both teams struggle early offensively and have a hard time finding the bottom of the basket. The Golden Eagles and the Blue Jays trade scoring runs at the end of the half, but Creighton finds itself with a 5-point lead going into the break. Marquette starts to find its groove on the offensive end in the second half, with Lauren Van Clunen and Liza Carlin starting to see their shots fall.
Defense kind of fueled our offense, and that was really huge for us. So, Creighton has a lot of similar actions to a lot of teams in our conference, so just being familiar with that, guarding that, and then going down and being confident attacking on offense.
But right as they start to heat up, the Golden Eagles go cold offensively, while Morgan Malley goes on a 5-0 run to help the Blue Jays extend their lead, heading in to the final frame. Both teams trade runs down the stretch, with Carlin spearheading Marquette's offense, scoring 6 points in the fourth quarter.
Liza's been doing so well for us. I mean, she's finding her open shots. She's finishing well around the rim. Anytime that I have a chance to go down screen and get her an open shot, I'm thrilled to. I think that's the most exciting part of that backside offense. And
the Golden Eagles hold on to win the game 50-47 behind Carlin's 20 points and the game-winning block.
Coming in here, really understanding Marquette's fan base, I appreciate it so much. It's such a fun environment to play in. It makes me incredibly thankful every single day that I came to Marquette.
Marquette is back in action on Friday as they travel to Villanova to take on the Wildcats.
Villanova plays a very similar offense to Creighton, a lot of flare screens and cuts and curls and things like that. And so I think that this preparation for Creighton will help us with that. And also we've improved tremendously on that. Coach said, be confident in the fact that you can guard that.
Reporting from the Al McGuire Center, I'm Kristen Parisi, Marquette Wire Sports.
And that's it for sports, but don't go anywhere. Marquette Now will be right back with our Down on the Wire segment.
Have you ever seen somebody treated unfairly because of the color of their skin?
Do you guys know what it means to have white privilege?
What is racism and what do you think about it?
Talk to young children about what racism is, giving them the language to understand it. They can be disruptors. They can shape and shift culture.
We may not always know the answer, but we'll try and help you learn.
You don't have to have all the answers, but that doesn't mean we can't start.
There are a lot of ways to reach out to a friend about their mental health. Learn how you can help at seizetheawkward.org.
What are you looking for?
Welcome back. I'm Vanessa Rivera.
And I'm Kaylee Starrell. Marquette Wire Executive News Editor Megan Woolard joins us now for tonight's edition of Down to the Wire.
She's with Executive Arts and Entertainment Editor Randy Hosman to talk about Local Love insert in the Marquette Tribune. Megan?
Thanks, Vanessa. Randy, thank you so much for coming on the show tonight.
Thank you so much for having me.
I first off just want to congratulate you on the Local Love edition of the Tribune this week.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate that.
So last night at our staff meeting, you were kind of telling a story about the beginning process of making this actual insert. And I was wondering if you'd be willing to tell that story now.
Yeah, totally. So I was just talking about how when I was working over the summer painting dorms, bored out of my mind, I got a text from the managing editor of the Tribune, Benjamin Wells, and he was like, hey, do you want to do an insert? I'm thinking around Valentine's Day, all about love. And I was like, sure. Like, I had no idea what it meant, but I'm really glad it turned out into this.
So on the theme of love, the theme, local love, there's a lot of different articles talking about the Milwaukee community in general and some of the highlights of it. Are there any certain articles you want to spotlight at this time?
Yeah, I would say the front page is super fun, all the way from design to stories. We got a Marquette exclusive interview with the Marquette Affirmations Instagram account. And then we also highlighted a local small business on campus, Red Rings, and that was really cool too.
For sure. So out of all these articles, you yourself wrote an article for the insert.
I did, yeah.
Local businesses celebrating love in a new way. You want to tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, it was all about Bagels and Books, which is an interesting little Valentine's Day collaboration from Ruby's Bagels, a small local business in Milwaukee, and 41 Floral, a little floral shop in Milwaukee. And both of them were just having this little Valentine's Day gift where you got some bagels, like some flowers, along with a little card. And I was like, that's really interesting, little bizarre little Valentine's Day gift, and I thought it'd be really cool to talk about.
That's really fun. You mentioned that the process began all the way back in the summer. Through all now in February. What was your favorite part of the process?
Yeah, I would say it's hard to pick. We started really in November trying to figure out like everything we wanted to do with color palettes and stuff. And my favorite part was probably just Monday night when we're putting everything together and we see like the design, the print stories, the packages, everything coming together to create such a beautiful and amazing, great journalism work. And just picking up that like Tribune on campus was really cool.
For sure. All right, well that is all the time that we do have for tonight, Randy. I'll throw it back to Kaylee and Vanessa in the studio.
That's our report for tonight. Thanks for joining us. I'm Vanessa Rivera.
And I'm Kaylee Starrell. Remember to check marquettewire.org for all the latest campus news. Good night, Marquette.
Is precise, no margin for error.
Dare to forget that. Dare to have fun with it. Get weird with it. Dare to load their minds. Dare to explore. Dare to STEM. Learn more at She Can STEM.
Before we celebrate the freedom most Americans have, we must fight for the freedom all Americans deserve. Because all lives can't matter until Black lives matter.